Hey everybody. I would like to apologize for having my video up so late. It's just been a lot of stuff going on today. This morning there was a pottery sale at my school, and I like to support local artists since I am one. So I did that like this morning, and then I was just Skyping my partner for most of the day, and then I took a nap with them. And then at like 5:30 there was a barbecue, so I had to go to that because I like paid for half of the food, and I don't know about you, but when you buy like half of a barbecue, you go to it. And they were like playing kickball or something. They were like just messing around with the ball, and it's like they kept kicking the ball into the pond on accident. So I had to jump in there like twice to get the ball. And that is a nasty, nasty pond. So then I had to take like a hot shower for a really long time to feel normal again. So I've got curly hair right now. And it's like super short and ridiculous. And I cut my hair a couple days ago. So it's like growing out now, kind of. And I was about to start making my video when I checked my phone, and my dad had called me. For most people that wouldn't be much, but I haven't heard my dad's voice in like years. So I called him back, and I just got off the phone. We talked for like an hour, but his phone died, so yeah. Yeah, just trying to catch back up on what, 4, 5, 7 years of not talking. I kind of mentioned it before a little bit as just like a, oh, whatever, but like, my mom and dad were never together. Like, they never got married. They were kind of a couple. My dad doesn't really like do the whole family thing, I guess. He's got several. He kind of just like bumps around from one to another. I don't know if he has a real job. I know he makes some kind of income because we finally started getting like whatever that one thing is, child funds. I don't know, the thing where the government like takes a certain amount of his paycheck and like gives it to his kids' family. We're the only family of his that has it so far, because we're the only ones who like actually could find him long enough to get like the thing served and make it legal. So it's really gonna bother me that I can't remember what that is. I can never remember what it is. Whatever. But yeah, he like called my mom earlier today. It's just like seriously just out of the blue. Hey, I think I'm gonna call up my kids that I haven't talked to in 7 years or so. Like, ugh. Right? He's not a horrible dad. He just was never there while I was growing up. Like, he was there for a little bit when I was a baby, a little bit when I was a kid, a little bit when I was a teenager. I can't say that he's a bad person, because I don't know him. He's never, that I can remember, he's never, like, done anything wrong to us. Like, he's never, like, beat us or done, like, verbally abused us, or, like, he's never done anything wrong to us besides leave us, I guess. And according to something he said that he took a step back because my mom didn't want, like, us being raised by, like, his family, because, I don't know, like, stuff. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm talking about personal stuff instead of, like, the topic. I could just put this on mine and then link it in the beginning, like I said I was going to do last week, but never did. I'll have the same video, I'll just cut this part out of the one for the group. Yeah. I don't know. He's just been like a visitor, rather than like a father. Like, I don't even know what to call him. I go back and forth between like dad and sperm donor, because that's what he fucking was. He just like made us, and then either mom pushed him out like he said, or he just ran off on his own. My partner just texted me. You're super cute. What was I saying? Dad's family, they're not bad, but my mom didn't want us to have to go through what they've had to go through, I guess, so this is what he just told me, or one thing that he just told me. She just didn't want us to have to go through all the same things that his family had to go through, so she just told him to kind of leave us alone, and he took a step back and let her raise us on her own, pretty much. She did a damn good job. Single parent, on her own, mixed kids, in a very white town. So, yeah. I don't know. This is all just very, like, Twilight Zone for me right now, because it's been years since I've heard from him, let alone talk to him. It's just weird, like, when he comes back, like, he just tries to slip right the fuck back into our everyday lives, like, he'd never been gone, and that really messes with my head, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, he called, and, like, we talked about how I was doing in school, and jobs I'm thinking about, because I'm almost, like, out of school, / I'm thinking about dropping out, so I'm even closer to being out of school, and, like, how I'm gonna support myself, and he told me some stuff about when he was a kid, how he, like, just, he said, like, when he was 16, he moved out on his own, he bought his own apartment, bought his own car, and he just, like, started living on his own at 16, and, like, his mom didn't help him since, from then on. At, like, 19, he like, did, I don't know, he did something, and then by 20, he, like, bought his mom a car. Like, I wasn't sure how to take that because it kind of felt like he's trying to, like, shame me for being kind of well off. Like, I have privilege, I understand that. I'm sorry that I have had a decent life. I can't really help it. Like, I'm doing really crappy now if it makes you feel better. um, I don't know. So, like, kind of to just get him off my back, I was like, yeah, well, I... I'm in college. I'm paying for it almost on my own. I lucked out and got some scholarships. I've been working my way through school. I'm full-time. I've got a part-time job. I'm looking at getting more jobs. I'm thinking about dropping out just so I can, like, start doing things with my life as opposed to just being in school and flunking my way through it. I don't know. Like, I brought up, I don't know how much my mom, like, actually talked to him about stuff going on in my life. Like, he's just, like, never been here very much. So I don't know what he actually knows about me. I told him when my birthday was and, like, how old I was gonna be. Because he didn't know. Like, I don't even know when his birthday is or how old he is. My partner just texted me. You're super cute. I don't know. It's just weird because, like, he was there for, like, some of the milestones of growing up. Like, he taught me how to drive, kind of. Like, he was the first person who tried to teach me how to drive. And then there's, like, this other guy who taught me more. And then my mom taught me some, and I took a driver's ed class, so my, like, he was just really wild. It's kind of just a no fucks given teacher, so, like, I'm kind of fearless on the road, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. When I was, like, 10 or 12, he took me and my little sister on, like, my dad took my little sister and I on, like, this huge road trip from, like, where we live in Missouri all the way, like, through all these states and up through California, and, like, he, like, had us stay with some of our family, I guess, while he, like, went off and did things, and, like, his overall thing was that he was going to Sturgis for some biker rally, because apparently he's, like, a big motorcycle biker guy. I know, like, at one point he was, like, building bikes on, like, kind of from scratch. Like, he would take apart bikes and then put them back together. So, like, he'd take apart, like, broken old bikes and put them together and make new bikes that work. I remember one time he was going to try to get me to, like, learn how to use an air gun and, like, paint them for him, I guess, and, like, have us work together. No, I don't know you like that. Shit. My partner just texted me. You're super cute. Um, hmm. So, like, most of the states that I've seen, I saw on that road trip with my dad when I was 10 or 12. Then, like, the next time I saw him, I was like 15 or 16, learning to drive. And I can't remember if he visited after that or not. I know he was in prison at one point, because he, like, sent us stuff from there. He had, like, he had got one of the other guys in prison to, like, make plastic jewelry and he sent it to us, like, they were like necklaces, and the little charm on the bottom was like a plastic heart. And he sent one to all of us. He showed up one time with like bamboo. I feel like every time he came to visit us, he had a gift, like, as if to apologize for never being there for us, or with us, or anything really. He came with like a box of bamboo once, like each of us got one. I think mine died first. I was kind of mad because, like, I got the really, like, it was a decent piece of bamboo, but, like, the container it came in was so fucking small that you had to, like, replace the water every single day, or, like, multiple times a day, I think. And I didn't realize that, / didn't have time for that, so mine died first. Either Jessica or Chelsea's died next, and Mom's did something quite interesting. Like, it came in like a mason jar with like pebbles, and then there were the two sprouts that came up and like formed a heart, and there was like two birds on them, and it had like leaves around it. Yeah, that one was Mom's, and I guess it was like a symbol of their love. Here's the great thing. Since it was two stalks, they technically were individual, like, bamboo things, and they lived independently, but they're in the same jar, with all the same conditions, and all the same everything. But one side died, which I just thought was quite strange, that this plant that you gave as like a symbol of your relationship and your love, that one side would wither away and die, and the other would continue living strong and like healthy as hell. I was like, yeah, this is like the perfect symbol of your love, because you two aren't doing, it's not a relation, like, I have nothing against long distance relationships or like open relationships or anything, but they do not have a relationship. Unless there's some kind of open, long-distance abandonment relationship that I don't know about. Because if there is, that's what they had. Like, I'm in a long-distance open relationship, and I am totally, like, if anyone understands, it's me. But that fucking wasn't a relationship. There's no communication. We don't have any way to contact him. Like, we have to sit around and wait to hear from him if we want to hear from him. And if we want him to come and visit us, we have to tell him like months in advance. And he probably still won't come. And if he does, he'll come late because he's an asshole. Like, he wasn't there when I graduated from high school. He wasn't there for any of my sports things ever. He wasn't there for band. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. Like, I'm kind of tempted to, like, pull out some of my fucking baby pictures and just rage about how he was there so much when I was a goddamn baby, but he wasn't there when I was growing up. Like, yeah, I don't even know if you'll be able to see him, but whatever. Okay, so I just went through all of the pictures that I have of me growing up. And every single picture, well, it's not even like me growing up, it's just like all the pictures I had from while I was growing up that I thought were important. And like, I still haven't gone through all of her pictures yet that my mom has, but like, I have like a crap ton right now. And when I was going through all of the pictures, both the ones at my mom's place and the ones I have with me now, not a single picture that my dad was in was I not either right next to him, in his arms, in a stroller that he was pushing, or like him feeding me. Like, every single picture that Dad is in, I'm right there with him. Like, this is every single picture I have that just I kept. And I haven't even gone through all of the pictures we have. And, like, my mom takes a crap ton of pictures. But, like, come on. He's not technically in this picture, but that's his hand. He's holding me. Silly hair for both of us. That's me. Being fed. Being fed. Being fed. That's my mom and my older sister, by the way. Dad feeding me. Pushing me in a stroller. Feeding me. In a stroller. Playing with toys on his lap. Like, look at this one. Like, fucking, like, he's right there. He's, like, talking to me. And, like, my older sister and my mom. And me and my dad. Holding me. And technically feeding me. It's me with the afro and slash rat tail. And I think the other one's my little sister, I'm not sure. Holding me. Those are all the pictures I have, but every single one, like, those are all the pictures I have of my dad that are with me. And he's holding me, feeding me, looking at me, like, right here, looking at me, or talking to me, every fucking single one of them. And that pisses me off, because he was there when I was a baby and a kid, and a couple times when I was a teenager. But that was it. Like, he was a fucking visitor. And, like, it's great that he was there at all, I guess, but, like, I'm almost 21, and I've seen I don't know my dad. Like, I know things about him, kind of, from my mom that she's told me, and like, this is the first time I've ever talked to him, just me and him, and, like, just now I brought up, like, I don't know what my mom's already told him from, like, this morning, or not. I told him that I was trans. I don't know if he even heard that part, or if he just, like, ignored it because he didn't know what it was. Or if he actually didn't care, because he didn't say a single thing about that. I told him I was gay-ish, queer. I told him that I probably have, like, undiagnosed mental problems that are really fucking with my life, because it really pissed me off. I tried not to, like, yell at him. He has, like, he's like, you're so young, what kind of problems could you have? And I was like, well, let me just list off all the fucking things wrong with me. Give me a minute. I don't know. Like, I don't hate him, because I don't know him well enough to hate him. I'm mad at him a lot. I definitely feel like I kind of got ripped off. I bought this at the pottery sale today, by the way. It's like ridiculously awesome and kind of huge. This fits an entire Gatorade. Like, this cup equals one of these, which is awesome. I just have a lot of feelings regarding my dad, and I don't know how to feel about them, because it just really goes against who I am to hate someone that you don't even know, and that you haven't really talked to, like, deep heart to hearts, ever. So, I don't know. I'm kind of pissed off at him that I don't even have the chance to know him enough to be pissed off at him. That really annoys me. Yeah. So, that's pretty much been my day. The pottery sale in the morning, and then talking to Kip. We took a nap together, which was awesome. Barbecue, jumping in the ponds twice, taking a really, really hot shower, then talking to my dad. For the first time in years. I know I keep saying that, but like, I just like seriously can't even wrap my head around it. Like, almost every single person I know cannot say I haven't talked to my dad in years. Like, unless they actually, without like actually just like having an asshole dad who they had a fight with and they just don't get along. Like, I don't even know him well enough to get in a fight with him. And that is just a weird concept, that to not know your own father, or like your own mother, or like any guardian figure that most people have. Like, it blows my mind that I have a crap ton of brothers and sisters that I don't know. Like, I grew up with my mom, me, my older sister, and my younger sister. And then, like, my mom's family. We didn't talk to my dad. We don't have his phone number. Like, now we have, like, the phone number of where his mom used to live, that I guess, like, that's kind of his hideout or something. Like, we don't know where he lives. We don't know what he does. We don't know where he is. And we never know if he's just gonna drop in sometime and be like, hey, I'm back. Like, that's way too much uncertainty. And that bothers me. To go from this dad to nothing. And then back again, and then back to nothing, and then back again, and then back to nothing, and then just getting a phone call out of the blue. It just really fucks with my head. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna have kids, or adopt kids, or like, if my partner's ever gonna have kids. And all I can say is, if I do, I'm gonna do my fucking best to be there for them. Like, I guess it just really kind of pisses me off that even if my mom did say that she didn't want him, like, to involve his family and himself in our lives while we were growing up, because she didn't want us to have a hard, difficult life. Like, I totally understand that they might have made that decision to just, like, sacrifice their relationship to give us a better life. But I still feel like he should have kept in contact with us somehow. Like, a phone call once a month, once a year, something, or like letters. Send us fucking postcards. Just send something. Like, let us know that you care. And I don't even know, like, when I called him back after my shower, like, the first couple things he said was, "You sound so much like your mom." Like, I don't even know how to take that at all. Like, I don't know. I don't get... It's like, I can't grow up sounding like you because I barely fucking know what you sound like now. Or, like, anything. Like, I believe that, like, when you're growing up, you pick up little traits and shit from your parents or whoever, like, raises you. Excuse me. Or, like, whoever's around you the most. And you do things like them. And how the fuck am I supposed to do anything like my dad if he has been there maybe 20 times in my life? Maybe. I don't know. I just have a lot of feelings about it. And this is already almost an hour long, and parts of it is getting cut, so whatever. It's an important thing to me, so it's worth talking about. Let me look up what the topic was again. I just kind of like got my whole mind blown right now. Oh yeah, so this week, for anyone who's stuck through that whole ramble that I just did about my dad and feelings about father, if you're on my personal channel video, thanks. If you want to comment on it, go ahead. If not, whatever. I need to rant about it every now and then, because I never fucking talk about it. And when I don't talk about it ever, it turns into an hour-long video. So, what are you gonna do? This week's topic is dysphoria, how we deal with it, and ways that we distract ourselves from it. So, most of my dysphoria is like paranoia / anxiety based, plus like sensation from my chest, like rubbing against my clothes. With like the anxiety / paranoia, that's really from like just like being worried that other people will not only see that I'm different, but act upon it. Basically, that's just like the little voice in the back of my head being like, oh my gosh, they knew, they saw me doing something that's different, just like freaking out and just whispering all these little things in my head that don't matter, and they probably didn't even see me anyway, and who cares? Like, really, who cares? I've never really been confronted about much of anything, especially regarding my trans status. No one cares here, as far as I know. except for one person who stalked me and like hacked my phone number off the internet and started texting me in the middle of the night, and that was fucking weird. And if that was you, what the hell? That was weird. Don't do that. It scared the shit out of me. Ugh. Pissed me off. I like went to campus safety and everything about that. It was not right. Like, you don't mess with someone's personal information like that. No. I'm sorry. I'm a little like distracted and torn up because of talking to my dad, and then just thinking, really, like, even thinking about what makes me dysphoric kind of makes me a little bit dysphoric. So I'm kind of torn up and like distracted and scatterbrained. Plus, like, my partner's texting me because they're cute and they know that I'm kind of like weird right now. So if I keep like looking down and texting, I'm sorry that I'm doing that, but I really just I just need some distractions right now. So I'm sorry. This video is getting edited so bad. So I don't even know what I was gonna say. My phone just autocorrected texting directums. Why? No. No. I don't get why phones don't understand the word texting. That's weird. Stop it. Okay, so dysphoria. For me, it's anxiety / like paranoia based, and then like sensation in my chest from like, excuse me, like rubbing against shirts. Like, my entire body is like really sensitive, but my chest itself just feels so alien that when I feel something touching it, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. I don't like them being loose and free at all. Like, I'm not binding right now because I just got out of a shower. Usually it's not a problem, but like, I'm kind of anxious right now just talking about my dysphoria, and like just getting off the phone with my dad, and he's like, I'm really just anxious and a little bit riled up. So I apologize for this video being this just scatterbrained and nervous. So sorry, but it's the best I can do right now. I might re-upload it or something. With like the anxiety / paranoia, it's mainly just like a little voice in the back of my head just like whispering things about having to be as normal as possible, just not drawing attention to myself, and just trying not to be seen so that people won't mess with me, I guess. It's really bad around my period. Usually the first day, like the second it happens, and the second it starts, within an hour of that happening, I get extremely depressed, and I pretty much just like do something to like stop it, and then I go and I cry in my room, or like I lay on a couch, or I like find that one friend or my partner or whoever I have at the time available, and I just like curl up, like just watch over me. I need to cry, pretty much. So I do that. It helps a little bit. I try to sleep through my, like, I've said it before, I get like seasonal depression, kind of. For me, it just comes and goes, and sometimes it's a couple minutes, couple hours, a day or two, or weeks at a time. With my period, it's usually like either a couple hours or a day or two. So if I don't like have class right then, I try to just like sleep through it. Sometimes even if I do have class, I try to sleep through it and just deal with it until, like, I only get cramps like the very first day, usually, for some reason. I don't know why. I'm very thankful that I do. I would gratefully trade all the mental stuff that comes with it for cramps, because I would rather deal with cramps than mental, like, my soul just screaming at me. Like, I would give so many things to get rid of that, but whatever. One thing I do when I get anxious is this. I just like, I just rub my chest, kind of, like, the top part is like right here, and just back and forth a little bit. I press in, and I just, like, rub, I guess. It's usually under the shirt. It just, part of it, I guess, is, like, reminding me to breathe. I don't know exactly how it started becoming, like, a thing I did to make myself, like, calm down and feel better. It's really just, like, breathing, and then I feel like part of it goes back to, like, childhood, where you get swaddled when, like, you're all crying and everything, and then your parent just, like, picks you up and wraps you up in a blanket, and you're just like, and you can't move, and it calms you down, because fetal position and stuff, and blankets, and security, and it's just nice and peaceful. I'm sorry, I'm just, like, shaking right now. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so upset right now. It's not really the topic, it's just, like, a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff, I guess. So, there's that. Dealing with dysphoria. Binding, obviously. Like, I think since I've had a binder, unless I'm, like, not leaving my room, or, like, if I'm in a house and I'm not leaving the house, and I'm comfortable not binding around whoever's there, unless I'm in one of those situations, I bind. I've got a short binder from Underworks. Binding. I have my tri-top binder from Underworks, which is a size small, and I'm a really small guy, so that fits. I want to say it binds tight, but my other binder, like, the first binders I've ever had were fairly loose fitting, so I guess my tri-top is, like, how most people who bind, as opposed to like how I bind, because I have a pretty small chest anyway. Like, that's it. Like, really, that's just my nipples. Like, my chest isn't even that big. I just have like really fucking huge nipples. So I don't know. Like, I don't need to bind so much as just like calm my nipples down, because like when I'm not binding, they like stick out really far, and it like just makes this like dip in my shirt, and that just is weird for me. So I bind for that mainly, and then just like to hold them in place, because I'm really active, and it would freak me out if like they started moving around a lot while okay. I'm not gonna check my phone anymore, because I don't need to be feeling like that during a video, because that's unprofessional. Completely. If you're watching this right now, Kip, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Just like the movement of both my chest and like a shirt over top of it would just, I would not be able to handle that. Like, that would just make me too aware of my chest and how weird it is for me, because when I look in the mirror, like, I seriously see, like, I'm pretty sure it's not like me imagining things or like projecting, I guess, or like, I'm not on testosterone, but I seriously, like, I'm a little skinny, slightly muscular little guy with like these fat sacks on his chest, and I'm like, that's weird. Nipples, you're supposed to be up there. What are you doing? So yeah, that's just weird for me. And when I am not binding, it's just moving too much, and I'm too aware of it, and that causes a lot of dysphoria for me. One thing I really picked up from counseling was like doing breathing exercises and trying to just breathe deeply and slowly, which I'm not doing very well right now because I'm just freaking out. I'm trying to do it, but my back kind of hurts, so whatever. I'm just doing my other things instead. I try to talk to a friend sometimes, or a partner, or anyone who seems friendly, just to like get me out of my own head and try to just be back in the world, and just anything really. I've been having a lot of problems because like all of my headphones are broken right now. Like, these ones were kind of okay. They had broken technically once. Like the right ear went out on them, so I stopped using them. I still had the left ear for a while, but I didn't want to push it, so I stopped using them, and I switched to like another pair, and then the right ear on those ones stopped working, so I switched to another pair, and then I shouldn't be looking at my phone. Switched to another pair, and those ones just crapped out completely like a week ago. So I switched back to the one in the middle, and it's just like they're uncomfortable in my ears, so I stopped using them. Went back to these, and then today I can't get any sound of them out of them right now. It might just be right now, but whatever. But that is not helpful at all to me, because I deal with so much of my just mental stuff by drowning it out with music. I change my mood with my music. Like, my music is my mood controller. I use it to get pumped up. I use it to calm down. I use it when I need to cry. I use it when I just want to feel happy. I use it when I just want to go biking and not think about anything. I use it all the time. And I don't have any headphones right now, and it's bothering me so much. Yeah. I should probably get some more, just because I really need some headphones. If anyone has headphones, like over-the-ear headphones, preferably, that they aren't using, or like they're like anything, and they just want to get rid of them because like they either got a new pair of headphones, or they just don't like the way they fit, or they look weird or something, let me know if you want me to take them off your hands, because I will. I need some headphones, because I'm just going wild right now. It doesn't really help with dysphoria so much. It's just like help calm me down, but something my partner like sent me, like, just like a care package, I guess. And one of the things in it was a little square of paper that says, "Need a kiss?" I kissed that heart, so there's one from me to you. And then they signed it. And in the middle is a little heart. And anytime I'm feeling sad or a little bit anxious, or I just miss them, it's really like folded up now. It's probably going to be really, really worn by the time I actually get to go and see them. But I just fold it up. I have it folded up and I keep it in my wallet. So when I just need something, I just pull it out. And it gets a little kiss. I also have this thing where I tap my nose on stuff when I get excited or like feel happy, so it usually gets a nose tap too. Yeah. So like breathing, I rub my chest, I talk to people, I listen to music, usually pretty loud. A big thing for me is bike riding, because one, exercise like releases endorphins and whatever that other chemical is in your brain. It makes you feel happy. And two, I feel like if I'm exhausted, I won't have the energy to feel sad or dysphoric, and I can just go and lay down and pass out for a couple of hours, and I sleep through it. Or like I go and eat, or whatever. But biking with loud music really helps me. Actually, one time I actually, like, we weren't technically going out or, like, in any kind of romantic relationship at all, but, we were, like, best fucking friends, and I was kind of in love with them, or something, and, like, it was either when they, like, told me that nothing was gonna come of it, or, like, it's either that, or when they told me that they were dating someone else now. Like, not someone else, because we weren't ever dating, but, like, we were, like, together so much that people thought we were dating, kind of. And like, it was totally platonic, but it was to the point where it almost was a relationship. So, like, I think it was just the mixture of those two, like, made me really sad. And I know, for one, I just, like, watched Mulan and fucking cried for, like, 2 hours. Until I, like, passed out in one of my friend's room. I really love Mulan, and it's a great movie for me when I just want to cry, because, come on, it's Mulan. So, I don't know, it was something huge was going on in my life, and it was causing a lot of grief and pain, and I just went out and I rode around town, like, hard for, like, at least an hour. Like, I don't mess around. I bike. And I just remember I was in painting. Like, I wasn't in class because it was like evening and almost nighttime. And I was in my studio, and there were, like, a couple other people in the room too. And, like, something triggered me, and I just, like, almost started crying there, and I just put all my stuff down, went outside, got on Cesario, which is my bike, and I just rode, like, music blasting, just riding as hard as I could, as long as I could, as far as I could go, and I came back, and I just started painting. So, yeah, there's that. Biking really helps me, but, oh god, there was one time when, this is before I knew how to fix a flat. It wouldn't have been as much of a problem now as it was then, since I know how to fix flats pretty easily now, but I got my first flat on Cesario, and I did not know what to do. Like, I've never fixed a flat on a bike before. I didn't have any of the tools I needed. I didn't have a tube to replace it with. I didn't have, like, anything to fix anything at all. So my bike was out for, like, a month. And I'm the kind of person where I can barely walk correctly anymore. Like, if a group of my friends is walking somewhere, I have to, like, hurry to just keep up with, like, the normal tempo of walking. Because I've just been riding my bike so long. Like, it's been 3 years of just riding every single day, just about. But, yeah, so that really, I was distraught. Like, I did not know what to do. I was crying almost every night. It's like everything that you can do. Like, my bike is like my child, and for me, like, getting a flat tire is like my child breaking their leg, and I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, I was freaking out. My kid broke their leg. So, like, I didn't know how to fix it yet, and I was just, like, I called my mom, and I was crying. I was like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Help me. And I know Cesario was out for at least a month before I figured out how to handle it and how to fix it. it actually, like, cut into my class attendance because, well, I was tardy a lot because I wasn't used to, like, having to leave early for class to get there on time, because on foot for me, it's like a 15-minute walk, but on bike, it's like a 3-minute ride, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll just leave in, like, half an hour when I need to leave in 15 minutes instead. No. I was tardy to a lot of classes. Sometimes I just didn't even go because I didn't want to do anything. Like, I seriously had, like, a nervous breakdown because I could not bike to deal with all of the things going on in my life. Like, my bike is my biggest, just, like, stress reliever, for almost everything. And not having my bike really freaked me out. So after I fixed that whole fiasco, I actually went out and bought another bike. Just in case. Like, I have 2 bikes now. Cesario's, they're both flip-flop hubs, which is, like, where one side is a freewheel, which is, like, your basic single-speed bike, and then the other side of the wheel has a fixed gear, and both sides just have one gear. Like, I don't do the whole gear thing because it's just more stuff to break, and I don't want to deal with that, and I don't need it because, like, my whole childhood I never changed the gear on my bike anyway, so why bother with it? Single speed for life. Yeah. So Cesario is fixed, and Viola, which is my second bike, is free, and right now I just, like, lend out my second bike because I don't need 2 bikes at once, but I just have her as a backup because I don't want to have to go through another mental breakdown because I don't have a bicycle to calm me down. Yeah, that was, like, a really weird, very grief-stricken time in my life, and I never want to have to go through that again, if I can help it. And if it's as simple a problem to fix as just riding my bike, I don't think I need to deal with that. Like, I don't need to cause myself more problems because of things that I can easily fix. So I have a second bike just in case. And I learned how to fix a flat in less than an hour. It takes that long because I'm usually going to class when it happens, or, like, don't have a tire with me to fix it with, and I have to go and, like, get it, or, like, go and buy one from Walmart. What other things? So, it's riding my bike, it's rubbing my chest, talking to friends and loved ones. There's something else. Music. Lots of music. I guess I also, like, draw. Like, I'm an artist, so, like, I do that anyway. But, I've never really painted because of, like, emotional stuff, because, 1, I never painted until last year, and 2, paint is really fucking expensive, and I'm kind of, like, when I'm distraught, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't want to waste a tube of paint when tubes of paint are, like, $16 a pop each. Like, I don't have that kind of money to be wasting paint. I guess I do more. I should probably start getting into, like, charcoal drawings for my episodes, but I've done some drawings. I know I have at least one series of drawings. Like, I do series of drawings rather than, like, I draw something, and then I draw something else, and then I draw something else. I, like, get an idea, and then I do, like, a whole bunch of things based off of that idea until I find something that I like, and then I keep doing that. But yeah, there was one where this person that I've just always drawn, like, I don't know if they exist in the real world somewhere or not, but I've been drawing them since I was a little kid. I guess you could call them my imaginary friend. I never really had one, unless you count this individual. His name's Eli. Sometimes I wonder if he's, like, the person that I always wanted to be, like, in the back of my head, which is kind of funny, because, like, he's a white, cisgender male. Like, I'm not white, stop doing that. Sometimes I think I forget that I'm mixed and not white. Oh well. Weird mental stuff. But yeah, one of the things that I was drawing when I was really distraught once was, just Eli, like, holding me, really. Like, he's kind of just the big brother that I never had, I guess. I had a really wild day once, and I, like, have this piece on my wall. I don't know if I should move my camera to show you, or, like, just pull it off the wall, because my camera's, like, really finicky. Even... Ah!